in the mid 90s.
Yeah, no, it's all that business. Any business is hard. I mean, if you're going to be successful, the only thing I know is to work hard and keep at it, you know. And
Yep, just got to grind.
Yeah, it's a grind. And you know what happens, like when you're my age, you've been through so many grinds, it doesn't really.
It's a tough business, though. That put me in bankruptcy in the mid 90s.
Wow. How'd you get into processing, card processing?
I had a delivery pizzeria in North Carolina in 1998, and I was working 6 or 7 days a week, and I just had turned into a robot. So finally, I said, in 98, I said, I'm done. I closed up the pizzeria, and I moved to Chicago just on a whim. I didn't do anything for about 6 months, and then I got a job with a company called E-Commerce Exchange, because it seemed kind of internet-ish.
I had a delivery
and actually they ended up
in 1998.
Oh,
I'm hearing an echo.
6 or 7 days a week.
Hold on.
And I just had turned into a robot.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think we're live now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we live on
Yeah.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Or not Facebook,
YouTube.
but YouTube. Okay. We're live on Facebook. I mean, excuse me, on YouTube right now. So let's get this warmed up and see. What do you have your tablet so I can see who's on?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. Because I can't see what's happening.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Wait 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put this up here.
Okay. I'm gonna have to move it.
Over here.
Technical difficulties this
I'm gonna
morning.
put it over here.
Sorry.
So how many people? People are starting. Okay, people are just starting to jump on. Got Daytona Beach. Fiero, how you doing, buddy? Tucson, Arizona. Love the place. Redding, California. I hope you guys are doing safe and sound up there. A lot of fires. Edgewater, Florida. Hector Vasquez. Happy Saturday. Norfolk, Virginia. Texas is in the house. Daniel, hey Daniel, how you doing, buddy?
Jim, I'm so glad you finally got the apps and got your referral codes.
Who's that?
Jim, good enough. You remember.
Yeah.
You guys don't know, but when you're writing me, sometimes when you're writing, I'm reading them to Bob. So when you're saying, Jim, you got your stuff, he's the guy that didn't want to get apps. Remember? Jim, way to go.
Yeah. So anyway, we're just getting people up to speed here. We have a special guest on this morning, Michael Roupkalis. He's an internet marketer, SEO expert. He's going to give you guys a little bit of information. Don't try to suck it all in at one time. There's a lot of information. We'll be going back doing webinars on this. But I thought it'd be important just to hear him for a little bit and understand the complexity of internet marketing, SEO, all those kinds of things. But he's going to break it down so it's pretty simple for you guys. Let me see who else is jumping on. Alexander Eliante. Hey, Jeff Willis. Palm Beach is in the house. West Palm Beach. Let's see. Catherine Sanders in Port Orange. Okay. Kind of let's get started here and let's see, what do we got? It's we've been at 5 minutes. Give me 1 more minute, see who else is jumping on. Usually people start straggling in right about now. So let's see who else is on here. Eris is on here. Hola. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to turn this over to Michael Roupkalis. As I stated with you, he's a special guest on here. We became acquainted. He's been involved with the company for 18 months, Michael?
August of 2018.
Okay, so he's an old timer. He started almost when we incorporated the company. We'd only been incorporated a month. So he's been around like a lot of you that have watched the company go through its ups and downs and all the different maturations and all of that. The good news is we're here, we're launched. It's like I like to say, either the boat has just pulled away from the dock or the train just started moving. So it just starts building from here. And Michael's going to give you a presentation or talk. And then after that, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to give you updates where we are with everything and how things are moving along. And I want to give a big shout out before I forget to William Mathis. William called me last night. He was down in South Florida, Miami last night. He called me about midnight his time. And we had a really great talk last night. And he is specific jam to show people how to go set up restaurants. He's already been in 100 restaurants or so. And he's going to keep working that market through this week. And it's also his birthday week this week. So we'll wish him a happy birthday after that. So Michael, I'm going to turn over to you right now, buddy. And then you can do your thing. And then we'll jump on the rest of this presentation later. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name's Michael. I've been with Trip since August of 2018. Lorraine Collier is the one she's my sponsor. Quick little funny story about her and how I got to meet her is I own a website called businessopportunity.com. And Lorraine had inquired about one of our featured opportunities on the site. So I called her back in August of 2018, and she politely listened to me for 15, 20 minutes as I went through my little pitch. And then once I got done talking to her, she turned the tables on me and was like, I've got something to tell you about. And I was like, oh, okay. That sounds, so she went ahead and told me about Trip. And obviously I was amazed by what was going on. So a little iced coffee toast to Lorraine, who I've never met face-to-face before, but thank you for getting me involved in such an incredible opportunity. A little bit about myself. I've been, been working with Trip for a couple of years. Over that 2 years, I've recruited over 750 drivers and riders onto the platform, mostly drivers. I've been working from home for the past 15 years. I have two websites that I operate, businessopportunity.com, and then a company called the Transaction Group, which provides credit card processing services. The information we're going to talk about today has generated my websites over millions of dollars in revenue over the past 15 years. And it's not rocket science either. It's really simple stuff. We're going to talk about long tail keyword strategy. And I'm going to show you how to optimize a page so it ranks with Google. So those of you out there that have blog posts and web pages, I'm going to show you how you can optimize those so they'll hopefully rank on the first page. Normally, a month ago, if somebody would have asked me, Michael, would you get on Zoom or YouTube and tell everybody your strategies and your secrets, I would have politely said no. But about a week ago, that changed. And it changed because I was watching Pam and Scott give their presentations with Bob about what they're doing in Nashville and Boston. And you could tell when they were giving their presentation, you know, they could care less if there was somebody in their market that was going to take their ideas and possibly even step on their own toes. You could tell they could care less about that because they're looking at the bigger picture. And what I mean by bigger picture is even though we're all individuals out there doing our own thing and getting our little Trip businesses going, we're still a team. And it's going to take a team effort from all of us to get this bad boy going. So one more iced coffee toast to Pam and Scott for leading by example. And because of them, I'm doing the same thing today. So can I take the screen over, Bill or Bob?
Yes.
Yeah, just hold on one second. We'll give it over to you.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay, great. Excellent. Let's see. All right, so let me get us out of the way here. Let's see here. Okay, so for the purpose of the discussion, we're just now starting to get our restaurant delivery driver recruiting program going. So for the first part of the conversation, I'm not going to show examples from them, but I will get into some specific examples a little bit later in the conversation. But I want to talk about first of why a web page ranks with Google. And let's see, let me get a keyword to search here. And let me, pull these guys down so the menu gets out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google, and this is a campaign. This is a client that's on businessopportunity.com that we're currently doing a campaign for. It's optimizing people's Social Security benefits. So in this campaign, we're optimized for different keywords and cities, because most people that are looking to talk to an advisor, you would just make the assumption that they're going to be probably meeting with them face-to-face at some point in their city. So in this campaign, we optimized for cities, which obviously is a good thing to do with Trip Delivers and Trip Rides. So I Googled registered financial benefits advisor, Social Security, San Antonio, Texas. And the first listing you see, this is a sponsored listing. People are paying to be there. Now it's amazing. I can have an SEO conversation with people that don't know anything about internet marketing, and 9 or 10 people will always say the same thing when I talk about a sponsored listing. That everyone always says, "Oh, I don't even look at those. I just go past them because I know they're paying to be there." What they usually do is scroll down to the organic listings, which people aren't paying to be there. And it's funny how most people will actually say that, and they don't know a lick about internet marketing. So I've scrolled down past the one sponsored listing, and I'm looking at the organic listings. And now I don't want to get ahead of myself, but in this case, in this example, we're using 2 different blogs and press releases to optimize for the same keyword phrases. So this is what I refer to as stomping a search engine. The first, that's my blog right there. That's Business Opportunity blog. That's the Transaction Group. That's my blog there too. That's a press release that we set up. And this is the same press release picked up by another publisher. So in this case, we've got every listing above the fold in results. And when you think about search, it's not just this exact keyword phrase that I'm going to be showing up in searches for. Like, for example, if I get rid of registered and just go with financial benefits advisor, Transaction Group's #1, Business Opportunities #2, press releases #3. If I change the order of the keywords, Business Opportunity #1, the Transaction Group #2, the press release #3. When you're thinking about long tail keywords and optimization, it's in a broad sense, meaning they just have to be present. It doesn't really have to be in any specific order. And I'm going to back up just a little bit and talk about long tail keyword strategy, because I want to talk about that first before we even get into this. And let's use the word sweater as an example. Let's say you owned a website that sold sweaters. Well, ranking for the keyword sweater, you'd get a lot of traffic, but your conversion rate probably wouldn't be that high, meaning somebody that searched for sweater came to your website and actually bought a sweater. And the reason I say that is, when someone's searching for such a high level keyword like sweater, they might be looking to how to make a sweater. They might want it to be looking at just how to look at pictures of sweaters. They might be looking to buy a sweater, but who knows what kind of sweater they're looking for. Now, if you own a site selling sweaters and you rank for Ralph Lauren green V-neck sweater and somebody searches for something that specific, that's a buyer. Now, you're not going to get as much traffic for a long tail keyword phrase like that, but your conversion rate's going to go through the roof because you're delivering something very specific that somebody is looking for. And it still amazes me today that 30 plus years into the internet, a lot of businesses still really don't get how important it is to go after the long tail. And because of that, the long tail is not as competitive. So it's a lot easier to get first page rankings with Google going after long tail keyword phrases. Like right now, if I was trying just to rank for Social Security, good luck. That's going to be a tough one because it's such a high traffic keyword phrase. So I always try to search when I'm coming up with a long tail keyword strategy. I'll try to spread it out over 4, 5, 6 words. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So why is this ranking #1 in Google? And that's what I want to start explaining. So on this browser, let's get rid of that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull the exact page up that's ranking and see if I can get this little guy out of the way. Okay. And then we're going to look at these side by side. So why am I ranking #1 in Google for this keyword phrase? Okay. So when you see search results, this right here, this big blue thing, this big headline, this is what's called a title tag. Now your title tag on your page is right up here. This is a Chrome browser. Chrome browser has little tabs at the top, and this is the title tag. So if I mouse over it, you can see that it pops up and it says Social Security Financial Benefits Advisor job, San Antonio, Texas. It matches exactly which is right, what is right here. Now, this is the most limited character count wise Google you have when you're setting up a page with Google. So whenever I come up with a keyword strategy for a page, I start with my title tag. Google gives you about 60 characters or so in your title tag, and then it starts chopping it off. So let me scroll down here a little bit and see if I can find one that is chopped. Okay, so this one down here, this one was over more than 60 characters, or was close to it, so they just ... This one down here too, ... And technically it's not a character count. I think it's actually based on pixels, but I don't know how to count pixels. So I've just figured out over time that basically if I keep my title tags under 60 characters, Google's going to look at all of them. And what I normally do is when I start coming up with a page, when I start coming up with a keyword strategy for a page, I'll set up something on Google Docs that looks just like this. And this is something that we can potentially post up in triprides.com under the FAQs or the help. But it's a guide that how you actually optimize a page. So I'll get back to this in a second. And this one is actually trip specific. So getting back to why a page ranks with Google. So that's your title tag. So I start there. And then I also optimize my URL too. Now you can't see it. Oops. Yeah, okay. So you can't see the whole URL right here in search. But if you look on the page itself, you'll see in my URL, let's see, let me make this a little bit bigger. I've got it's businessopportunity.com/, and I've got all the keywords up here in my URL that are in my title tag. Your headline, which is called your H1, I've got most of them in here too. Now, if you don't want to start looking spammy, you don't have to put all your keywords in your H1 or in your headline, but you just want to put the main ones in there that you're going after. So you've got your URL and you've got your title tag being consistent. The next thing is this little blurb down here. Now, I don't know the rhyme or reason behind this, but Google will either pull this from what's called your meta description that's in your source code, and I'll show you that in a second. I'll show you an example of that in WordPress. Or it either pulls it from the first couple sentences of your page. So once again, whenever I'm writing content, I make sure that I have all the keywords in my title tag in the first couple sentences of my page. And that way, if Google pulls the first couple sentences of my page and uses it right here, I know I've got all the keywords in there. And if you look at this example, registered, social, security, financial, benefits, advisor, San Antonio, Texas, they're all right there. So it's boom, 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 and then in the content, boom. Another thing that you should do is the last couple sentences of your blog post or your page should have all those keywords in it too. So if you look at this last paragraph here, I've got all the keywords in it. And it doesn't have to be in the exact order they're in the title tag. Like I said, it just needs to be in a broad sense. They just have to be there. Like down here, they're not even close to being in the exact order. A field that's exploding in San Antonio, Texas, consider becoming a registered Social Security analyst. You work as a financial advisor. So it's all mixed up right there. But the important thing is they're there. And then you can also sprinkle them throughout the page. You just don't want to do it too much so it looks spammy. So I mean, it's actually really that simple. So when I'm creating a page, I set up this little doc in Google Docs, and I have title tag, no more than 60 characters, including spaces. So then I come up with the keywords I want to focus on right here. And let's give those a quick count. 59. So I know I'm short enough. That's 60 characters, including spaces. And then I come up with my URL. Now, in this case, my domain, bestdeliveryservices.com, already has some of these keywords in it. So as far as what's after the /, it's just the keywords. I mean, if you look at this whole string, all those keywords are in it. Now, normally, if I didn't know if this was the transaction group, then I would have bestdeliveryservices.com in my URL after the /. And then my meta description. Your meta description should be 170 characters or less, including spaces. And this is the thing that I talked about that Google pulls, either your meta or the first couple sentences of your page. Now, if you're using WordPress, your meta description, here's the page in WordPress, the back end of it. The meta description is something that you can set up right down here. Now, if you use WordPress, there's a plugin called SEO Yoast SEO. It's a free plugin. I highly recommend you add it to WordPress because it allows you to customize everything that we're talking about. And I'll show you what I mean. Like when I'm coming in here and I'm building a page, it calls it, this is my title tag right here, even though it's calling it an SEO title. This is my URL right here. It calls it a slug. And this is my meta description right here. So SEO Yoast allows me to go in and customize all three of those fields so everything matches up on the page as far as, let's see, as far as URL, title tag, meta description, or first couple sentences of the page. Now, something else I do, and 99% of people don't do this, is I optimize my images too. So if you go up here and you click images, you're going to see I have the #1 image in Google for this keyword phrase. And I've got #3 too. I've got a couple images on this blog post. So you want to make sure you optimize your images too. Like most people would just call this image couple hugging RSSA. I don't do that. What I do when I optimize an image, I call that image whatever keywords I'm focusing on in my title tag. Getting back to, let's see, oops, no, search results are over here, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Too many windows. Oh, here we go. Nope. Let me see, where are my Google search results here? Oh, I think I must have clicked through them. Yeah, that's right here, duh. Okay, so once again, I optimize the image for whatever keywords I have in my title tag. So let's go up here and take a look at some of my trip images, and you'll see, and we'll start looking at some trip stuff too in a little while. Okay, so these are my trip images right here. So these are the 5 main images I'm using right now on blog posts and press releases optimized for trip. And you'll see, like this one, I was working on Jacksonville Beach last night. If you look at this image, I don't call it kitchen staff trip image. I call this image best, cheapest food, restaurant, grocery delivery service in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. And that way, my image is ranked too. Usually number 1, always top 5. So you want to make sure you optimize your images too. And optimizing an image can be as simple as just the file name that you call it, or like right here, and let me click out of here. If like in the case of WordPress, when you're setting up an image in WordPress, let's see. Okay, so when you're setting up an image in WordPress, right here, image, let's see, where's my main image? Permalink, categories, tags. Oh, sure, you featured it. There it is. I'm blind. Okay, more iced coffee. So when you're setting up an image in WordPress, basically it's going to ask you to assign something called alt text to it, ALT-TEXT. So I have the file title is all those keywords, and then my alt text is all those keywords too. So Google identifies that image with all those keywords I'm trying to rank for. So once again, if I go back to search and I'm looking at images, no matter what order I have these keywords in, there's a good chance my image is going to rank number 1 or top 3 in Google for it. So getting a page to rank in Google is actually really that simple. It's a matter of your title tag, your URL, your meta description, your H1, which is your headline, and the first couple sentences of the body of your content, and the last couple sentences of the body of your content, and the image that you're going to use in that content all being in sync. I mean, it's that simple. It's not rocket science at all. Let's see. So go down here real quick. So let's take a look at a couple examples of let's take a look at a press release. Okay, so let's say, as I was saying earlier, go back to my Google search results for a second. In this example, I'm using 2 different blogs and I'm using a press release, and that's why I'm just dominating the first page of search results. Like even with that mixed up, that's me at number 1, me at number 2, me at number 3, me at number 5. Yeah, so I've got 4 of the top 5 listings. And let's say you don't have a website or even a landing page. You can still get internet traffic online. You can still generate internet traffic online just optimizing press releases. And if you learn how to optimize a press release, you're going to be ahead of 99% of the other people out there. Most people that publish press releases, most corporate communications people that do this, they will tell you that publish a press release on a Tuesday morning about 8 or 9 a.m. because that's when it's going to get the most eyes on it. And when you publish a press release, it's more or less a flash in the pan. It goes out and is published through hundreds of different publishers, and people that are paying attention to press release channels, they'll see it, but then normally most of them will go away. A press release, you can optimize it just like you can a blog post or a page like I was showing you. And if you optimize a press release, then it's no longer a flash in the pan. This press release right here, this press release will rank for the next 1 or 2 years. because I optimized it when I set it up. And the great thing about press releases, and you know what, I'm going to use a Trip example for this one because I want to show you how you can use a press release without having a website. So we're going to go down here, some Trip stuff, and cut and paste that. And we'll go back to Google. And we're going to Google new restaurant grocery delivery service, West Palm Beach, Florida. Okay. Okay, there I am. I'm number 2 for this. Now, obviously, probably a lot of people won't search for restaurant and grocery. So don't pay that much attention to this ranking. But this is the press release I did for this keyword phrase. And here, like if I get, let's just say you're a grocery store. We'll get rid of both of them. New grocery delivery service. Now on this one, if I remember correctly, let's see. Okay, so here I'm down here on the first page. It comes up for grocery because I have grocery delivery service, West Palm Beach, in my title tag. And it's down here in my meta description too. And it's up here in the URL. But if I click through this press release, whenever you publish a press release, you can put 3 or 4 links in it. And in this press release, once again, I have the image here. And we'll go back and see if the image is ranking well too. But in this press release, I have a link to a landing page, which is bestdeliveryservices.com. And then I have a link to another landing page, which is a price comparison for restaurants. Some of you that have ordered flyers from us have seen these landing pages in my email. And then let's see this. But okay, so for whatever reason, I didn't do it in this one because I'm using a landing page in here. I didn't put direct links in here, but you could actually put a link in this press release linking to your driver app or linking to the restaurant sign-up form if you didn't have your own website. So you could have a link to your restaurant sign-up form right down in here. And that way, if you're talking to a restaurant about them saving money, you could say, to sign up here, just click here. And it's really important you do that in any type of content you produce. You want calls to action in your content. In here, my calls to action are the website that I built, but I also have my phone number, my email address in here too. One thing I've learned about internet marketing over the years is there's people that like to email. There's people that like to talk on the phone. There's people that like to text. So whenever I'm putting information out there, I give people the ability to reach back to me in any shape or form they're comfortable in. And that's normally how I get the conversation started, with the end goal of either getting them on the phone or going to see them face to face. So I could have easily put a link in here for the restaurant just to sign up now. But I didn't do that because in this press release, I'm using a landing page that basically has a sign up now button in it, and my phone number, and a contact us form. And just a quick comment on and I don't want to get sidetracked, but just a quick comment on conversion. Whenever you first pull up a website without touching anything, this is what's referred to as above the fold. And it's amazing how many businesses don't get this. But you want to have all your calls to action above the fold. It's amazing how many websites I'll go to and their phone number is buried down here in the footer. Whenever I create a website, no matter if it's for credit card processing, for Trip Delivers, or for businessopportunity.com, I have all my calls to action above the fold. I give them the ability to sign up right away. I give them the ability to call me. I give them the ability to send me a form and have me email them. But the important thing is they don't have to go look for this stuff. It's in their face. And on every page of the site, it's in their face, because that's what at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You want to convert your traffic into a lead, whether it's a phone call, an email or actually an application. So let's see. So yeah, so press releases are great because you can put links in it. And like I said, if I wasn't using that website, I would have links in this press release to download the app, going right to my affiliate link to download the app, or going right to my affiliate link to for the restaurant to sign up. Now, getting back to search results for a second, and I kind of should have touched base about this before I went away from, what's my Google results? Let's see. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah. So if we go back to that example I was showing, I just want to touch base on this real quick because during Shanna's talk, Shanna and Vincent training session Thursday night, she touched base on this on social media. So just for a minute, we're going to pop back to my Social Security advisor example. Okay, so in this example, I'm using 2 different blogs and a press release just to dominate search. What I did not do is I did not write one article and post them on 3 different sites. I wrote one article, 3 different versions. One thing you don't want to do is post duplicate content. If you have any desire to rank, it's okay to copy what someone else has done, especially if they're ranking on the first page, but you want to rewrite it. And rule of thumb is you want to rewrite it to where at least 60 to 70% different. And Shanna was talking about this Thursday night as far as social media. If you're going to start posting stuff on social media, take a few minutes and rewrite it. Because if you just duplicate what someone else is doing and your goal is to rank and show up and get in front of more eyes, copying something verbatim is not going to help you. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. Okay, so.
Hey, Michael.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? We're running pretty long right now.
Okay, so maybe we do a part 2.
What's that?
Want to do a part 2 some other day?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely want to do a part 2. I just don't want to hang people out here. We've been going 40 minutes almost now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. This is good information for people.
And we do have a question for him.
And there is a question for you though. So
Ron wants to know, is it easy to set up a WordPress website, or would you have someone else do it for you?
It's pretty simple. And the great thing is WordPress is free. And that's something I was going to get into, but we'll get into the next conversation. All this stuff I'm doing, free, other than writing the content. WordPress is free unless you use an enhanced theme. The keyword research tools that I use are all free. That's one thing I love. Google Docs that I was just showing that outline on, that's free.
Yeah.
There's a lot of free tools you can use online, and we'll do that in part 2. We'll talk about the free tools that I use to do my keyword research and to research my competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that being said, do I need to hand it back to you?
Yeah, Amy will get it back to me, and just hang out though. I'm going to just get into this and move pretty quickly. I'm trying to find L. Walker's. Oh yeah, here it is.
If you want to stop sharing your screen, Michael.
Okay.
And then I think it goes back to the video. There we go.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. There's a lot of information. A lot of it seems complicated, but it's just information. Some of it you guys can use. Some of it might be a little more technical. Like for me, a lot of it's technical. So I'm not a tech guy from that standpoint. But let's dive into what we're doing. I appreciate everybody jumping on the call this morning and listening to what Michael's got to say. And we'll definitely have him back on to finish up part 2. So I want to walk through the driver sign-up process right now. We're starting to, like I said earlier when we first came on, we're starting to move the wick a little bit. Driver sign-ups are expanding pretty rapidly, but let me walk you through some stuff so you know how easy this is, okay? And some of the things that are going on. So in the driver sign-up flow, prior to Thursday, when anybody signed up, you didn't see in the background, it was all mechanical for us. we had to go through the approval process and load the information, all that stuff. So a few people got stuck along the way. On Thursday, everything was automated. So on Thursday, Amy went into the system to test it, to make sure it was running properly. She signed up literally in about 5 to 6 minutes. She had all her documentation prepared, insurance, photos, took the selfie, took the picture of the license plate of the car, all that stuff. So she was approved in about 5 to 6 minutes. One of the steps that people may not understand, because there's a lot of people that have submitted their documents, it goes back and says you're approved, but you didn't finish the completion. You didn't go back in and fill out your information to get charged $1. And if you don't get charged $1, you may have authorization that you're approved, but if you don't finish the transaction, then you're going nowhere fast, because you can't there's no information in your back office. If it says if you're a legacy and you go in your back office, oh, I'm not a legacy, and all those kinds of things, it's because you didn't complete the transaction. That's the whole purpose of completing the transaction, because it sets up your commission structure if you're a legacy or influencer or a pro or whatever you might be. So Amy said to me on Friday, yesterday, hey, why don't you go sign up and just do it by yourself? I said, okay, let me get my documents together.
And so easy, Bob can do it.
Yeah,
right?
so if Bob can do it, anybody can do it. And I timed it just to see how fast it was. Now remember, it's all automated now. So, and it even going to get faster as we get more information flow through there. So I signed up in just a second or two, under 5 minutes. Had all my documents, took my selfie, did it basically all with one hand, put everything and took pictures. 5 minutes it took me to sign up. After then I got a notice that I was approved. Then I had to go back in and put my card information in and complete the transaction. That is a critical point. We have about 100 people that have not completed the transaction going forward that need to do that. You'll be getting noticed on Monday via text that you need to go in and finish up your sign up. Shouldn't be very difficult. So it took me 5 minutes to go through the sign up process, and about 7 to 8 minutes to get approved on the final piece of it.
Do you want to tell them how it goes?
Well, go ahead. Amy,
Okay,
Amy will walk you through the process.
We have a video and I'll post it again. It does not have any voiceover. Maybe I'll see if Bob can use some voiceover on it today, but you don't need it. The problem, but this is the way it is. So you pick your plan. It's either side hustle or pro. You're going to get charged $1, either one you pick. Then you add your credit card information. It's got the credit card number, the expiration date, and the CVV.
Right.
Then it comes back to the page where you pick your plan. So you haven't paid yet. All you did was save your credit card information. You're verifying the plan you pick, side hustle or pro, and then you pay. So I know some of you are getting tripped up. You think, oh, I put in my credit card number. I paid. No, you did not pay until it says, successful transaction or payment successful. I think
right.
that's what it says.
Exactly. And that is a security feature in the system that's built in to protect you and the credit card. All you got to do is read through every step you do. Just read on the screen. It tells you what to do. It's really important. So here you go. We'll probably light up 1,000 drivers this week. It looks like, just based on what's happening, and we'll clear them all like in a minute. It's not going to take long. This is a very sophisticated piece of AI that we use to clear background searches. So if you have signed up and you think that you have activated and you haven't, you've got to go back in your process and click on the card and get that submitted. It's really critical you do that, or else you're going to think, oh, I'm in the system, but you're really not. So that's really important. But it's as easy as that. The whole process is 5 minutes. You'll wait 6 or 7 minutes because it's automated. It'll come back and tell you you're approved or disapproved. My guess is 98% of people are getting approved.
Well, even like mine, I wasn't that I was disapproved. It tells you what's wrong.
Yeah.
So my driver's license photo had a glare because I did it in the kitchen under the light.
Yeah.
And so I had to resubmit. It tells you need to resubmit your driver's license. You go back in. If you go back in and it's still stuck on the screen that says waiting for driver approval documents, you'll be notified when you get approved. Sometimes you have to close your app and do the login with the OTP again. because it's on that screen, you're waiting to find out. So I had to do that. I had to close my app on the iPhone. You push it up. I don't know what you do on the Android. Close the app, and then you do the OTP again.
Yeah. So going forward though, now everything's automated. So anybody that signs up is going to get approved pretty quickly. So we're not having any issues on the new stuff at all. These are all people that may have signed up a month ago or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And a lot of it have been noticed to go fill out your documentation or bring current documentation. So that's something to think about. A couple things. The marketer program is in testing. I think I told you that the other day. Everything looks good. We'll know Monday morning, and if it's good, we'll turn it on Monday or Tuesday at the latest.
No, we have to set up the payment. So we'll probably set up the payment Monday, and then it probably won't be live because we have to test it.
Okay.
So it is set up right now.
It's on dev right now.
It's not set up to accept payment.
Yeah, so they got to hook the payment process to it.
That shouldn't take a long time, but then we want to test it to make sure that it's working properly before it's live.
Yeah, and then the restaurant OTP, we've looked at the flow on that. We're taking out the OTP. That comes out on Monday, so that'll make a lot smoother process. There's a few cosmetic changes on the restaurant sign-up process. And once we have sorted that out on Monday, Tuesday, should be good to go. I don't think
so. If any of you have a question, one of you asked a question earlier about that for restaurants signing up with the same phone number. So this OTP thing for the restaurant merchant sign up flow, once that is removed, so if you have a restaurant, if Bob owns 10 Bob's Big Boys, then he can use his phone number for his same phone number, because that OTP will no longer be the identifying factor for the phone number.
Right.
So that will be eliminated. That probably won't be live until Monday afternoon. So if you have Bob with his 10 big boys, wait till Tuesday and do the same phone number.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We're trying to smooth everything out so we can start hitting momentum. We are signing up restaurants, by the way, in Las Vegas now. So we think Las Vegas. William Mathis, which I mentioned at the top of the call, called me last night around midnight his time. He was down in Miami. He's going to start breaking that market open. He was really surprised that, with all the people we have down there, very little is going on. So he wants to take a leadership role down there. So, William is a super guy, and he's got a great leadership skills. He's really intricately involved with the company from the standpoint of supporting the business, working the business, recruiting drivers, restaurants. So he's going to not go down there. He's down there. He's going to be there for the rest of this week working. So anybody that wants to reach out to William, it's William Mathis, Legacy Rideshare. He's on Instagram. He's everywhere. And he's down there to help you guys get started. If you are intimidated to walk into a restaurant, then you need to get in touch with William, because he'll help you out.
Want me to say what he said?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
He said, you guys got to get your butt in gear. He's sick of sitting here watching these videos, wasting time. It's time to go.
Yeah. So, and it's happening. Seattle's starting to come alive. Vegas coming alive. South Florida is starting to come alive with William down there last couple of days. We're seeing movement all over the country. Pam is doing a super job. She's knocking out one a day, it looks like. So you guys still have a long way to go to catch up with her, but she's doing a marvelous job. And I can't thank her enough on her leadership and how she works her market. Let's see what else I've got. I think that's mostly the stuff. By the end of this week coming, we should be in good shape to really stomp on the gas and start really lighting this thing up. It shouldn't be that difficult to get through. If I can get through a driver sign up literally in 5 minutes, anybody can do this. So the reason I did it, I wanted to see the flow, and it's pretty simple. You just got to follow, the yellow brick road, man.
You got some questions.
Yeah, I got a couple questions.
Ron?
What's the commission over signing up a marketer? So the commission on signing up a marketer is whatever ranking you are. So if you're a legacy, it's 50 and 15. If you're an influencer, it's 50 and 10. If you're a pro driver, it's 50 and 5. If you're a side hustle, it's 40%. So everybody's got different rankings. So your commission structure is based on what level you are. It's pretty simple. That hasn't changed, by the way, at all. So it's been the same.
Bernadette, she wants to tell you she got a number outside of Puerto Rico, and so she was able to get her OTP.
Oh, terrific.
So she's active
Terrific.
now. Ron wants to know. Oh yeah, Ron, we will send out a reminder in the app for people to finish.
Yeah, that's going to go out Monday. We put a team on that to start going after that. One of the things that you guys got to learn, I mean, it just depends on if you want to make some real money. One of our people in the field has put a calculator together that says how many number of restaurants if you have, how many deliveries a day that would be flowing out of there. And if you're the person that signed up this restaurant, if it's 1 or 5 or 20 or 100, whatever, and you can see the amount of money you would make if you just got moving. You guys got to use the tools you have. I mean, we spent a lot of money building tools for you in the back office. One is if you haven't signed up all the way, you can't see your first level people. But we put in, once you sign up and it designates whether you're a legacy or whatever your ranking is, it designates that. And then it's up to you to use that tool, which is find the people that are in your first level. You can export it on a CBS file and you can start calling them. It takes energy. So what I'm doing, because kind of people are just waiting, and William and I talked about, we're just going to start recruiting new people, and start building the business all over again. Listen, there's 1 million restaurants. The estimation somewhere between 200 and 300,000 restaurants will go out of business. This business model will save restaurants. It will save restaurants because it puts money in their pocket. We're doing everything so different than what's going on in the restaurant business that this is a game changer for drivers, once again, game changer for restaurants, game changers for the consumer. So all three of those people benefit by our business model. So you guys are going to have to really get and dig in if you want to make money, or if you want to wait. We're not waiting. William's gone board. He's going. We got another dozen or 2 dozen leaders all over the country that are moving now, and they're going to start shaking the tree really hard and getting this business rocking and rolling. But we need to sign up tens of thousands of restaurants. And we're starting to sign up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of restaurants. If you look on our Facebook posting, you see them every day now. We're starting to post more and more. In fact, Amy's got to build a little team that can do the postings and get those out every day.
Tell them they need to share those.
Yeah.
You need to help to make this viral. This is a free way. It's amazing to me, the posts about the restaurants. You know how many people like them? Like 2, 3. I think there's one person that reposts them all. I mean, it's part of your job to get the word out there. It's like Denny on here wants us to do commercials. We have free commercials on social media if you just repost.
All of these restaurants have 3,000 to 10,000 people associated with their restaurants on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Let me show you what L Walker did. And L is just a terrific young guy. I love the guy. He works hard. He's thinking things through, and he's following up. So he created this follow us, connect with us on social media, and he bought a little piece of software, and you can see what he's doing. And if you look at what he's done, he's listed all the things about our company. He's got the YouTube. He's got
his
restaurant resignation or registration, customer sign up referral link.
He's even got your website.
And he's got my website, CEO. So if you guys don't know who I am, you can go to robertmcnulty.com, take a look. You'll see some fun stuff. And then corporate Facebook group. He's done the work. And yes, and he actually said, Bob, it is a little bit of work to do it. But now once he's done that, he can send that information to anybody. And boom, you got it. So yeah, it's all in the prep. It's what Pamela showed you guys last week. Her prep work to get where she is was in hours of work that she put in. But now it's easy for her because now after signing up 14, 15, 20 restaurants, she's comfortable talking to the restaurateur, right? So she's out there talking to them. She has all her literature. And I'll bet she's, swinging the bat and probably hitting 700, 800. I'll bet you. So those are the things you guys got to think about if you want to be successful. But the company's going to start ramping up and talking with more and more leadership to get the field engaged and get them going all over the country. So let me ask a couple more questions.
So Prince wants clarification when they're going in and doing their side hustle driver or pro driver.
Yeah.
They're getting charged $1
Yeah.
or $99.
No, they get charged $1. It says, and there's some clarity. We're going to have some clarity cleanup. It'll be up on Monday on the driver's sign up side, but it's pretty apparent. It says it's $1.
It's $1 now.
And then
After your market opens, you get the ability to drive
right.
30 days. At the end of 30 days, you will be charged either your
There is
side
no
hustle or
company on the planet that's going to allow you to have a subscription-based business that bills you after you're collecting your commissions for 30 days. You get your commissions 30 days all the time you're driving and working, or not commissions, but your fare for 30 days. And then you pay us. So you could stiff us at the end and say, I'm not going to pay. I just quit, you know,
It would just turn you
and
off.
walk out with a couple $1,000 bucks. And then who's the loser is the company. I'm trying to make it easy for you guys. If you go get Netflix, you're going to pay up front. You're going to pay for 30 days of use. Any software as a service company, you're paying up front. You might get a 10-day free trial or something. But the net is, you know, the free trial isn't, they're letting you collect funds. We're letting you collect funds, goes directly to you. It doesn't come to us. You got to remember, all this is about them, them, meaning the restaurants, getting their own activation with your own merchant card. You control the flow of your funds totally.
So Meredith has a question about the call from yesterday.
Hi, Meredith.
Hi, Meredith. They did have a problem streaming live yesterday on the YouTube.
Oh, they did?
So, yeah, the Spanish call.
Oh, the Spanish call. Yeah, they
So,
did have a problem with that last night.
Right before this call, I uploaded the Spanish calls on the YouTube. So we're getting a lot more of you coming to the calls on YouTube. So we're just going to have them on YouTube now.
Yeah, we're just going to keep plowing ahead. And that's the other thing. If you guys want to really be successful, get in your back office, get your list out, get your first level people, start calling them to get on these calls. I mean, you guys should be sharing this information to build your business. It's really simple. I mean, you could do this as a part-timer sitting on the couch, just, you know, sending reviews out, sending information out, contacting your people, email, text, whatever, and find out if they want to get re-engaged. You signed them up, they're your people. And if they signed up people, they can go sign it, you know, go do the same thing.
I don't really understand this question. Clint, will referrals as consumers be upgraded once we upgrade to marketer? So those people that are consumers, they can upgrade to a marketer, but they aren't automatically. You have to go, and maybe they're just consumers. Maybe they just want to use the app to order food, but I don't really understand.
Yeah, I don't understand, but there's a question
the
here.
Next one, yeah.
There is a question here about the 149 sign up. Once again, you guys got to get in your back office. I can't be Mr. Answer Man to 100,000 people. I just can't.
So
And the FAQs are there. So this is saying that we're charging $149. And what happens if we don't open the market of the 149, which is $148.99, right? So that's how it works. We're not taking anybody's money other than $1 to activate their account. So there is no refund at that point. If they choose to activate, and let's say it is 90 days later, then they'll choose to activate or not activate. It's real simple. They can say, yeah, we don't want to, you know, activate. We don't want to be a participant. But let me tell you how that'll work. It'll work in your favor because the business model, again, is so powerful. When you read what's going on in the restaurant business, when you're talking about 200 to 300,000 restaurants could be out of business before the end of the year. Just so you know, the staggering number of that, it's about $350 billion worth of business. But what's going to happen though, because if you keep it in context of what goes on in the marketplace, grocery, food, you know, shopping, and then the supplement side of the business, supplement meaning restaurant food business, they're almost equal. They're almost $2 trillion worth of business in the United States. So you have a big fall off. Where's that food going to go? Well, what's going to happen is, even if there's going to be a fall off of restaurants, there's going to be new restaurants starting to open. We see it here in Las Vegas already. I mean, there's 2 or 3 restaurants that are brand new and through the COVIDs in the last, 60 days. So you're going to see other restaurants come alive and pick up that business. So anyway, that's how it kind of works. How about DC?
wants to know, what monthly subscription do I sign up in Puerto Rico to maintain my legacy VIP position from the past if I'm not a driver?
Yeah, just the pro marketer.
Yeah.
Is that what you do? But look, if you go out and sign up a couple restaurants, you're good right there. And if you sign up a couple of restaurants and they're doing 10 or 15 or 20 orders a day, the average is around 20 to 25 orders a day. Miami, South Florida is averaging almost 75 pickup and deliveries a day. There are some restaurants, even well over 100, that are just specifically catering to food delivery business. You know, so all of these restaurants need a delivery service that's reasonably priced, every one of them. So you got a great business model. All the systems are up and running. A couple little tweaks here and there in the next day or two, but people are starting to go to work.
What is the commission for signing up a marketer?
I'm going to answer this one more time. The commission's based on your rank. So if you go in your back office and read the commission structure,
and you paid your dollar,
and you paid your dollar so you can get to your people and see everything, you'll see what your commission structure is. Again, it's not rocket science. Go sign into your back office. And by the way, there's FAQs that talk to this in your back office and also on the website.
And we update them weekly?
Yeah, they're updated every week.
I don't want to ask you this, but is there a discount for multiple restaurants?
The question is, there a discount for multiple restaurants? There could be. We haven't focused on it. It's not relevant right now. I mean, everybody's worried about, I'm going to go sign 20 restaurants. I'm going to go sign a chain up. Some guy said, I'm going to sign up 80 restaurants the other day. You know, you can talk all that stuff. Go sign up one. Just go sign up one restaurant and see how easy it is. And you're going to be shocked.
Oh, George has a question from a restaurant. Will the customer get charged twice, one for the restaurant, one for the driver? And how is the distribute to the restaurant owners?
I don't understand the question.
So he's probably explaining that the money goes directly to the restaurant and directly to the driver. And so the restaurant is saying, so do they get charged twice? They don't understand that we split out the payment to the restaurant directly, to the driver directly. They get their own merchant account.
Yeah.
That's why whenever you sign up, so George, whenever you sign up to be a restaurant or you sign up to be a driver, you put in your direct deposit information, because we're going to direct deposit right into your bank.
So let me explain an easy term, easy for you to understand how the merchant processing works. Okay. So I'm a driver. I sign up, I get my merchant account. What's that do for me? That means that the ride fare, the time and distance, the wait time, cancellation fee, and the tip, 100% of that goes to me. Now, how do I get that? I have a merchant account. So the consumer, through our system, puts their card in, their card gets hit, okay, for the transaction. Then that money flows through our system, our platform. We can't control the money because we're not in between the driver and their money, right? So that money flows to you, the driver, in your personal bank account or business account. Nobody gets in between that. Now, how do we get our fee out of there if there's a fee? Just think of this as a super highway. So you're going down the highway and you see, oh, there's an exit, and the exit is $1 or $2, and that automatically gets deducted, and that exit goes to us and the rest goes to you. So think of that in the same way of the restaurant. So you sign up a restaurant, it goes through the process. We hook them up either through a POS system or a tablet. Just before they go live, we will also send them a link for them to sign up and get their merchant account, which is, by the way, it's cheaper than Stripe. So, and the company makes no money on any of the transactions at all through the processor by design, because we're trying to put more money in your pocket. So we know how we make money, and it's not by nickel diming the driver or anybody else. And that's a stated policy. And if nobody believes it, we'd be happy to show up everything that we do is transparent. Same thing happens there. The restaurant will sign up, they'll get their merchant account. So the money that the customer spends for the meal, okay, will go directly from the customer to the restaurant. Goes directly in their account. Again, if there's a fee of $2 or $1, whatever, $3, whatever that fee is, there's an exit, and that comes to us. We don't touch their money. It's all programmed into the system. So the money goes directly to them. I hope that makes sense.
Clint clarified his question. My question is, we are able to sign up consumers. Once we're a marketer and he upgrades to a marketer, what is his commission then? That's what his question is. So if there's a side hustle, it's 40%.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's the third time I've answered the same question.
I know they don't listen to their.
Okay, so once again, if you want to know what your commission structure is, go into your back office, click on commissions, and you'll read about it. It's got every level there, what the commission structure is. If I keep telling you, you're never going to go do it yourself. You'll never spend a minute to learn about it. And I just said it twice in the last 5 minutes.
And Greg, your question, that is a feature we're talking about adding later. It's really not important. You can go in your back office now and see if people have signed up. It will show.
What's that?
Can we get a notification when we have people sign up?
Yeah, we can get a notification. It's not a showstopper right now, and I'm not going to take time to put that in play until we get down the road here a little bit. I got other more pressing, software development we want to do than dinging you. And all you have to do is go look. You guys got to help yourself. I can't express it any more than that. If you want to be a big dog and make a lot of money, it means you got to go to work. If you want me to answer questions what your commission structure is, it tells me you're not really interested in going to work, because I wouldn't let anybody get in my way. If I had an opportunity to go from zero to $250,000 a year and I put 100 restaurants in business, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be doing it in a minute. I wouldn't even be waiting. I'd just get in that back office. I'd read everything I can. I'd be using all the tools I have, and I'd get after it. This is so no-brainer stuff.
So one last question.
Yeah.
Because it's 10:07. Ken wants to know, are they good to go in Hawaii? So Ken, I'm going to tell you something. I have this on, we have a canned response for all social media and for customer support. All markets are open across the whole United States. It is up to you guys to sign up enough restaurants and drivers in each market. And then we have a little toggle switch as soon as we have enough in each market so that we can turn them on and food delivery will be live. So it's up to you guys to make that happen. We can't make it happen for you. So it's open in every single market.
So here's what would happen if we made that happen for you. You would not be working with us because our business model would change. Instead of the referral partner, you earning, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, we would do away with you and just hire our own team to go out and turn on restaurants. That's not our business model. I love the business model we have. It's an affiliate program. It puts the power back in your pocket.
But you got to get on it.
And yes, we can open Hawaii. Ruby is working over in Hawaii right now. I mean, she's on this call, and we want to be in Hawaii like in a heartbeat, and so it's up to you. How fast we build is as fast as you guys can run. If you're walking or crawling for now, if that's the way you're doing it, that's fine. But if you want to run, then you got to start running,
Will there be a place in the back office to add beneficiaries?
Beneficiaries, you mean like if something happened to you and your family would end up owning your spot? I think that's noted in the T's and C's, terms and conditions. So you own that spot. If you're working that spot and something happens to you, God forbid, then your family or whoever you might designate in a will or whatever would transcend over.
So Deborah signed up as a pro driver and now she wants to be a marketer. What can she do? Deborah, send me an email.
Yeah, send it to Amy. She'll get you switched over once we get the marketer program set up. Okay, everybody.
Oh, Pam has a question.
Okay, Pam. Oh, so, Pam.
Pam, got to insert Pam.
Hey, Pam.
So if we're getting merchant accounts, why do we also give our banking information? Is it linked?
The banking information is linked to the merchant account. So if you're giving your banking information, it's either to pay you a commission on the subscription side of the business. Okay. So if you're recruiting and you're bringing drivers on and they're on the subscription payment plan, monthly, then there's a commission based on your ranking, and that we need that banking because that gets goes to your e-wallet. So on the commission side of the business, just so everybody's clear, you get paid through your e-wallet. So if it's 8 days in the rears, it's to clear the credit cards and all that, your money on a Friday or Monday, whatever it might be, gets automatically deposited in your e-wallet, and then you can transfer it to your own bank account or card or whatever you want to do. If it's on the card, or if it's on the driver's side or restaurant side, and we issue you a merchant account, then that money flows directly into your own bank account also. Okay, guys, listen, enjoy the weekend. Have a great time with your families. I'll do an update call on Monday to make sure that, I'll follow up on Monday afternoon, make sure the OTP is off. That'll make it easy on the restaurant side. We have a few more cosmetic changes. Like I said, marketers, as Amy said, probably be up Monday, Tuesday. And then
we'll post it on social media.
Yeah,
so if you want to stay up to date, you should be on our Facebook group, the Facebook page, the Instagram page, the Twitter page. That's where you're going to get the most information.
It's the internet. We're there.
We are an internet-based company. We're a mobile-based company. Jim finally got his apps.
Yeah. So listen, there's a lot of good stuff going on, and we'll see you on Monday sometime in the afternoon, probably 1 or 2 o'clock West Coast time. I'll give you an update then, and we'll start ramping up. I want to thank William Mathis and Michael for participating, and everybody wish William a happy birthday. He's a young guy. I was actually talking to him last night, and he told me his age. I won't tell you. And I said, I remember when I was that old. So anyway, guys, have a good one. Take care.